GM Farcaster. It is Monday, and man, is it a Monday? It is Monday, March 25th, and you are here with Nounish Prop and Adrian for 21 minutes of Farcaster News to start your day. And I feel like just completely off my game today. I can't get my hat on correctly, but it's okay. We're gonna keep rolling.
It looks great.
Keep rolling.
Looks great, but I would not mind if we just do a complete redo of this Monday already.
We're going to edit out a whole bunch of stuff in that very beginning that no one else is going to hear except for those who are in our stream, who we love. But I was trying to get logged in the stream. For some reason, I got logged out. No idea how or why, but there we go. So welcome. We have so many things to start, but we're going to start with this week. We're going to focus on art a lot. So we're here for the art. Is our first drop this week from Max Jackson. And I haven't even told Adrian this. I got a sneak peek last night. It is stunning. And it's so fun. You're going to love it. I'm so excited. And then we are dropping an episode with him as well. So each of our artists that we're featuring in our art drop, we're dropping an interview with them. Really excited to share that with you all. And that is going to drop on Thursday, right after our virtual meetup, or maybe right after the show. Actually, we'll drop everything. And I'm very excited about this. So if you're already a WowWow subscriber, you're going to get that piece airdrop to you. And if you're a Mole subscriber, you're going to have a chance to mint it if you would like. So, and by the way, WowWow sold out, Adrian.
Wow.
We have 100. We have a wow, right? That is a low effort reply, Adrian.
Can I do 100, just 100 wow-wows?
100 wow-wows in a row. So in that vein about we're here for the art this week. Behind me is Renee Campbell. This just dropped this morning. I woke up and it was there, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to go mint this immediately because it is stunning. And I am going to give away. I minted 3, like I do, like I am prone to do. And I'm going to give one away to somebody in our chat right after the show. So there you go.
Does everybody know your 3? Why do you mint?
I always mint 3. So when I mint things, especially unless they're really expensive, obviously, or if it's something that I'm just going to keep this, to commemorate something. I have 3: one to keep, one to save, one to sell, one to share. So 3 S's. So I have one to give away.
That's why you're a better person than me. I love it.
A lot of stuff. So I'm going to give away something from my wallet every day this week. Somebody's going to get something. So if you're in the chat, only if you're in the chat live. So if you're an Anon who's in the chat, you usually just chills, and that's cool. We love you. Anyways, I always give you shout outs, Anons. But if you want to be entered to win a gorgeous piece from Renee Campbell, just drop a little note. Just say a little GM. To be clear, I am in the chat too. If he wants to be very clear, he is in the chat. Adrian, just in case you're not seeing him, because he's in the VIP, he is in the chat.
Who is this Dewoofi? Who is this Dewoofi character?
Who is this Dewoofi character? I have no idea. Some guy, but he's in our chat. So let's get into it. We have lots happening. So this is our first thing, was the amazing piece by Renee Campbell. First free open edition ever, and her first one on Zora and Base. So it's got a little provenance to it. So go pick it up or win it in the chat today. Moving on. And in the background for Adrian today is still the iguana, who's just fabulous. And honestly, these 2 backgrounds just look amazing together. So working perfectly. Overnight, because I don't know, they were bored on a Sunday, is what I'm guessing.
It wasn't Friday.
It wasn't Friday. It was Sunday night.
What are you doing, guys?
I'm like, what is this? But okay. We have 2 new settings for channel hosts: manage feeds, ability to turn off the trending feed for your channel, and manage channel passes, ability to turn on a channel pass and change the price. You'll need to have channel norms set. So make sure if you're a channel host, you fill that in. Available on web, not mobile, by clicking the pencil icon on your channel page. So this is some big news. We get some big things going on. So here's your little manage channel pass, enable channel pass, and change the price in warps. By the way, that is warps at the moment. We'll see, that might change. A few other notes on this. A reminder, a channel is a curated space with a host. You don't have a right to cast in a channel. You're always free to cast to your followers outside of a channel, and you can create your own channel. Dan always likes to say those things. And you can also go create your own client too if you don't like what Dan's doing. That seems like a good opportunity for a client. So another note on here that he mentioned, there will likely be a bunch of complaints this week about too much financialization of Farcaster with regards to the channel passes. One, it's still an experiment. And that's why they aren't decentralized. You're free to create a channel without a pass, make it free, which GM Farcaster I can't imagine we'll ever turn a channel pass on, but definitely not anytime soon. And we will have a way to gift passes to people for free. So did want to mention a couple more things on this note. Channel passes are off chain, warps only, goes to the first host, which is interesting. Rough plan, longer term. So in other words, I'm the decider. Sorry, Adrian. Okay. So it's staying free, because if it was Adrian, then maybe it would be. She might turn the fee on.
No, not for GM Farcaster.
I'm kidding. Rough plan, longer term, on chain, pay with crypto. By the way, chain is one word, Dan. Just a note. Pay with crypto.
A hyphen. I think with a hyphen.
No hyphen. No space. Channels will decide where pass funds go. All right. So this is big news, and I did want to mention this from Jesse, the first one kind of mentioning this. PSA: we're going to start experimenting with channel passes in base this week. We'll be rolling it out on a thoughtful way, but given the scale we're operating at, we need to keep experimenting to ensure quality remains high. Please share any and all feedback as you have it. So please, if you are a regular contributor to base, jump in there and share your notes with Jesse before they turn that on. Thoughts, Adrian, before we move on to anything else? This is big news. They've been experimenting with this. This was rolled out to a few, I think maybe like 20 different channels or something, very small group who experimented with it. We're you and I are both in a chat with Dan and other channel hosts, early hosts of channels. And they did say, hey, if anybody wants to experiment with this, put a hand up. And it was only, the 100 warps. You couldn't change it. So basically $1 to kind of manage that. And a few big channels like Memes, for example, was experimenting with that, which, by the way, I found out by accident when I went to post a meme like yesterday. And I was like, oh, that's right. I need a pass to this. I don't have a pass. And I was like, I don't think I want to put a pass. I don't want to get a pass now.
Have you ever casted in any channel and gotten the warning, like a message that says your cast went against norms?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I might have to try that.
Yeah.
Have you?
I haven't, but I've warned people who've casted in Farcast her off topic and things. And when people cast kind of like obvious spam and kind of, we get a lot of degen farming and
right.
And I'll immediately warn and hide, and usually people don't respond. But I have warned and hidden people for casting what I think should just be in their home feed. Like it doesn't, if everybody treats Farcast her like their home feed, and it's just, hey, I'm a woman, I'm on Farcaster, it'll quickly just become a zero signal channel. It's just, so it requires a lot more curation. So I did warn and hide someone who someone took it very personally, because it's like, wait, what? Because it feels like you're getting scolded. No one wants to be scolded.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't like that. It's like, that's not the intent, but I like when Dan keeps reminding you don't have a right to cast in a channel.
Right.
Which is very different than anyone can use a hashtag.
Yes.
And if you think of kind of channels as categories and hashtags, anyone can use a hashtag, which is one of the reasons I think Dan hates hashtags so much, is they are so quickly devolve into
I don't really think of it like hashtags.
spam.
So I think of it more like subreddits, which you don't have a right to cast in every subreddit.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that those are more controlled and curated. And to me, that's what channels feels more like.
They totally are.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's definitely more the way, right? And so it'll be interesting to see these experiments happening. And also it'll be interesting for me personally to be like, am I going to pay for that? Am I not going to pay for that? I'm not sure. Oh my God.
And I don't love the idea. I mean, from the financialization, I don't love the I'm paying money to do something because I would so much rather it be based on reputation and proof of work. I have a reputation, I have kind of the quality badge, and I've kind of earned my right to be, but that's a lot harder.
Well, and I think that's what the gifting will do, right? So that you can do some of that. So for example, I could totally see base gifting to those who are regular great contributors to that channel, not making them pay for it, but then creating a little bit of a friction for those who might be inclined to spam. So by adding, something you have to pay for. So I'm going to guess that's what Jesse's going to do. And Jesse, if you're watching, just my suggestion, I might go put it in base before you turn that on. But I think I would guess that would be the direction for a lot of these channels that have been around for a while, who want to encourage those who do contribute well, who do contribute really good stuff, and sort of discourage those who are just there to spam in some way. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see.
And there's a good point in the chat about like if you can make the entry, the channel pass such a small amount where it's not prohibitive, but it adds enough friction. It means you need to have either been gifted warps or bought warps, enough about Farcaster to kind of navigate. So you're not, it's almost just enough friction to.
Right. Just enough, not too much, but just enough to like make people pause for a second. Honestly, that's what happened to me in memes. It was like, do I really? I mean, maybe it's not something I have to put in here right now. I can't even remember what it was. Honestly, I can't even remember what it was. But it was one of those moments I was like, I don't know. Maybe I don't. And it wasn't how much it was, because it's literally $1 and I have plenty of warps. But it was like, oh, I'm going to think about this for a second. Maybe I don't need to do that. So it was it's definitely, I think, going to be a useful experiment for sure. We do have a few more things to chat about. We've got through almost nothing, but that's okay. But that was the big thing for today, for sure. One other note from Baroon. Stout is leading a 2-week push to make the mobile app buttery smooth. What are your biggest annoyances with slowness, jerkiness when using the app? So if you have some, do you have any off the top of your head? I haven't thought about this too much yet.
No, my mobile app is buttery smooth. So thank you, Stout. Yeah, it's fantastic. If anyone, and I'm going to kind of, if anyone wants to work on the desktop, on the web app, hit me up. I've got lots of things to say.
So
I don't know if I'm the only one beating this drum.
Adrian might have opinions.
Complaints. They're actually complaints. I have complaints.
Well, you know what to do with those. I mean, those go in the memes channel. I mean, hello.
That's actually a good point. I'm not a good meme maker.
I mean, I know it takes a little bit of work. I do want to mention this from July, and you and I talked about this a little bit. Demands. Our chat today is cracking me up. Even though I can't log in, so Doofy, if you are in the VIP, I can't see you unless you shoot things up like that. This from July. If you had a comment about this, so about July being the antidote of, go ahead and say that.
Okay, so do we want to read what he says?
No, I'm going to say that first so that I can read it while people think about that.
So by the way, there's a channel called July. It is for the caster known as July. I don't know if I know anyone with a more pristine reputation on Farcaster than I think
that's fair.
It's just, so July, we love you. When I saw this cast and I read it, I just said, this is such the antidote to degen culture on Farcaster. Because I was going through this weekend, and we've not yet talked about the price of degen, nor do I want to.
We'll briefly mention it.
Really want to.
We have to.
But my entire feed is nothing but price talk on degen. And thank you, July. for
Thank you, July.
giving
So
me
this is from
what I
July.
want.
If you live indefinitely, you'll eventually reach the heat death of the universe. In order to live beyond that, we will have to transgress the known existing universe. Perhaps that will happen between now and the end of all of this all. 2, friendships last a lifetime. 3, the act of creation lasts forever in that moment. And like, just go read this and give it some thought. But I, had a great chat with July a couple weeks ago, and I'm looking forward to him coming on sometime in April. We don't have the date set yet to co-host with us and chat. And he's just, brilliant man.
Can I have 2 comments about this
Absolutely.
before you move off topic?
Yes.
Before we move on.
Absolutely.
Just fun fact, you guys know me as the fox. I have the orange fox on Farcaster, and Cameron has a blue fox. Cameron's fox's name is Heat Death.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mine is Hannibal, by the way. Totally
Yeah,
irrelevant.
I knew that.
But his is Heat Death. And the reason he chose it, he said it was just always a good reminder that heat death is coming for us all. Like that there's an, there's an
end to it all.
Keeps him humble. Keeps him humble. So that's heat death.
Interesting.
And number 3, when he is the act of creation sex.
I was thinking the act of creation lasts forever in that moment. I was thinking it was more about like creating things.
Oh, just like art? Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go there, Adrian. I don't know. I don't know where your
I was like,
was.
oh, okay. Let's move on.
You're thinking actual people, creating people.
Well, he's talking about like more. Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. I was thinking more creation of anything. Really, because it could, it's, if you create something, you can obviously, many creators, artists, etc., have created things that have outlasted them, and for centuries.
But
so that,
beyond in that moment, right?
In that moment, I know I know there's a lot to unpack there. I mean, this is like,
okay,
we're gonna put a pin in that, and then when he comes on, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and this actually goes to in my first year of Farcaster before, the masses descended and it was a quiet, cozy place. And we talked about Senius. And it was like, well, what does everybody have in common? And it always went down to, because not everyone's a developer, not everyone's a founder, but everyone was a builder. Like everyone was making something or had that kind of positive sum creator mindset.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. That's how I took it. But, these are great questions for July. This is a good question for July for sure. But, and then I dove into, he was reading something. And I went down a whole big rabbit hole of something that I haven't thought about in a long time. He was reading, so we got into this whole thing of the message is the medium, or the medium is the message. The medium is the message. That's a whole other thing that I can't even dive into right now because we would end up talking about this for an hour.
Can we do a show about that?
Yes, we can.
Like one show.
By the way, we need 4 different shows, additional shows. So we'll talk about that later because before the 100. Okay. Yes, we can. And
so medium is a message. I know it sounds like you studied it in college. It's something. Moment of Zen just put out a repeat episode of an interview with Antonio from like 2019. This is like before. Before Moment of Zen, like whatever. But and I'm pretty sure he was just talking about medium is the message on that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go listen to that. Yeah, because it really got me thinking. But that's a whole other thing to unpack. That would be good for unpacking with Prof. There we go. That's going to be our first episode. There we go.
Let's do it.
All right. That's a whole other thing. Okay. There's a few more things we need to get through. We did start a smidge late, so we do have a couple of minutes. Chris Carella, Purple is based. Our first proposal on base governor contracts to resume the daily auction. Voting begins in 24 hours. This was 3 days ago. So get in there if you are Purple and vote, which I have not done yet. And we saw a whole bunch of commemorative drops for this move to base, including this poap. So if you are a Purple member of the DAO, please go grab your poap here from Sandy Forward. It is a beauty. So Purple has migrated to base, and as has Builder DAO. So more coming about that in the Builder channel for those of you who are builders. I do want to shout out, oops, maybe I don't. Okay, we're going to do this today, are we? Okay. My picks for the Nouns Farcaster Prop House round. I did a write-up about this. There's a lot of friends some who are in the chat who applied, and I just wanted to applaud them. Go take a look at those, even if you are not in Nouns, even if you are, I think you'll find it really interesting if you are a Farcaster OG or a builder on Farcaster to see what some of these teams are coming up with, because I think a lot of what they're building will be able to be applied to other communities as clients. So go take a peek at that. EthGlobal had a hackathon and it looked like it went amazing. By the way, this is what's been happening to me all morning, this little reload. So to your point about
is that because I complained about the
I think so.
web app?
Thank you. It's actually it was working fine until you complained. No, I'm just kidding. So
that's good. I'm gonna take a little snap. I'm gonna take a little video of that and it'll be in the memes channel.
Here we go with our 10 frameworks finalists. Go take a look at these finalists from the EthGlobal hackathon, and saw some fabulous notes from David Furlong and Ted about the number of, this is from DF, the number of new devs and experience building on Farcaster frames just increased by a couple hundred. Many EthGlobal participants new to Farcaster, with many having their first week here. So that is amazing. Ted also mentioned, had an absolute blast judging EthGlobal frameworks with Rish. Congratulations to all the participants, both inspired and impressed by what you built in a short time frame, and can't wait to collab with some of you to get your frames to market. So this is exciting. Our friend Humpty, oops, I lost it. Our friend Humpty was one of the participants. He had mentioned all the different incorporations of all different kinds of things, and for some reason it disappeared on me. But this was from Polluter of Minds from Pinata. There were 75 submissions in the EthGlobal Frameworks Hackathon that use Pinata. Really creative uses too. Bullish on the future of Farcaster development. And a shout out to our friends at Pinata, who are our premier sponsors today. They are on a retreat and they brought the pennies. We're not sure. The little, the fun little pinatas here. No treat, no surrender. That's the Pinata law. Definitely 300. I need to get my hands on one of these. Like, please, I need one. Please, can you bring one to Farcast, to Farcon? Please, please, please. I need one. And I do have to mention
they're so adorable.
They're so cute. Like, I need them. I need them. Oh, this is not working. Of course it's not, because it was working 2 seconds ago. Degen is having a moment. I loved this one from Bold Leonidas. Sold all my degen at the bottom, and now I can't bring myself to finish this comic. So when they were saying hat stays on, they meant this hat, the degen hat. Yes, they did. I think they may have. We've got over here from Sartoshi. You can't just start doing new stuff on Farcaster. 500 degen for his new. He's been memeing it up as well. I loved this one from Maximone. I'm checking over your income for the year, and I'm a bit confused. You're saying someone gave you a $500 tip of this degenerate token because you commented a top hat emoji and said degen to the moon. I don't understand. Why would they do that? Some CPA, probably. I do think that tax season next year is going to be really interesting. One last note. This is from Toady Hawk, which I thought this was awesome. Yellow did a contest, and what they ended up doing was onboarding 35 new artists, because they had this contest and they wanted to do it on Warpcast, and a lot of their usual artists were not already on Warpcast. So his note, one more thing I wanted to highlight about this yellow art contest, our first one hosted natively on Farcaster via rounds, is how many new artists we manually onboarded this week. We put out an offer to cover subscription and ended up gifting 35 Warpcast subscriptions to artists from our Noun Square community, LFG. And I just thought that was awesome. And one more thing, Cyber Shakti is dropping this amazing collection this week, Degen Ladies. And I'm just not going to lie, she added a flamingo for me, and I'm like so excited, and they're all redheads. I cannot wait for this collection to drop. I did she did give me a few spots on the allow list, and I did give them away to some people in our chat. But I love it. I love it. I love it. So that is it for me. We are here for the arts. I wanted to highlight some of those artists this week. Anything else I missed, Adrian, before we wrap?
I think you covered it all. I'm so excited for We're Here for the Art.
Me too. Like, I haven't even showed her yet. Like, I haven't even showed Adrian yet. I will drop it to you in just a little bit so you can see it. And I do want to just share quickly. I mentioned our Wow Wow is is sold out. These are the amazing Cuppo supporters. They are incredible. We thank you so much for supporting us. And also, we have to give a shout out to our premier sponsor for this particular episode. Thank you, Pinata Cloud. We love you. And that is it for us today. We will be back Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and we'll be back Thursday this week. So this week it is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be off Friday. And really looking forward to Thursday also, where we're going to have our virtual meetup for all our Wow Wow and Mole subscribers right after the show on Thursday. So more information going out to you all directly. And anything else? I think
that's it. And special week next week is NFT NYC.
It is. And we're going to be
week, so
we're going to be sponsoring the Farcaster meetup, the FCNY. So look for that info. If you're going to be in New York, definitely make sure. I think Caro, Karo, is one of the coordinators, as well as Zinger. So look on their channels, on their profiles for more information about that. So yeah, exciting. Very cool. Yeah, you're going to get to go and see them. I'm not going to New York this time. I can't do it. I can't do it, but I will be at FarCon and I will be at Consensus. So anyway, that is it for us today. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you all on Monday. Bye-bye.
Wednesday. I'll see you Wednesday.
Wednesday. I meant Wednesday. Bye.